Lord Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Listen, this video is brought to you by Manscaped. Big Manscaped in the building. Use code Brunson, save 20% off, get the free shipping. Listen, I keep pumping the Manscaped thing because Father's Day is coming. We don't put the emphasis on Father's Day the way we do on Mother's Day, so I'm giving y'all an easy out to take care of Pops. That's all this is about. Use code Brunson, take care of Pops. We need that love too. As a father, I know that they're going to give you some socks. They're going to give you some new slippers, some pajamas. I know they're going to do you foul. You ain't got to take that. Tell them go to Manscaped and really get you something that you really going to like. Jalen will have a better career than Mcnabb. That's very doable. And I think he's going to take the first step in doing that this year. It's very doable. Good morning. What's going on, Silas? What's up, bro? Good morning. Happy to see y'all, man. 105 people in the building so far. We about to get into the meat and potatoes. Ethan, what's up? Stu Vision, what's up? Student of Review, what's up? Alan Whitehead, what up? Malik Weaver, what up? What's going on with everybody? Dub, what's up? Listen, this the thing, man. This is the thing. I don't really do gossip. I don't really, you rarely hear me reporting on what a player say. If it ain't got really nothing to do with football, I'm really, but this kind of got something to do with football. Yes, I know Donovan McNabb and I know Desean Jackson are no longer Philadelphia Eagles. We know they played a pivotal role and into a lot of our, young Eagles childhoods. A lot of us are Eagles fans because of guys like McNabb and Desean Jackson and stuff like that. Some, it even goes further back. This doesn't surprise me about Donovan McNabb and what he said about, Desean Jackson. Which surprises me is how everybody want to give Desean Jackson a label. Oh, he's this, he's that, he got thuggish ways. You know how they try to talk about people like Desean Jackson. You know what I mean? But Desean Jackson kept it low. He kept it low. Desean Jackson didn't tell nobody about this since 2009. I'm pretty sure he mentioned it to people close to him, but nobody in the NFL knew about this. Apparently Shady knew, but Shady also kept it low. This is the type of stuff that Donovan McNabb does, which is why I say Nick Foles is the greatest quarterback in Philadelphia Eagles franchise history. One, he was able to get it done. He won a Super Bowl. And two, you don't hear, this is why Nick Foles got a shrine built in the locker room. This is why Nick Foles got the statue outside of the stadium, because he conducted himself that guys were happy to go to battle with. McNabb didn't do that. As soon as McNabb left and took a deal with the division in Washington, you knew McNabb was wild. You knew he was wild. So, listen, this stuff don't surprise me, man. So, this is the situation in case you've been living under a rock. So, in 2009, I believe it was, Desean Jackson made the Pro Bowl. He was the first player in NFL history to make the Pro Bowl for two positions, wide receiver and punt returner, I believe, or kick return, whatever one it was. We know he was electrifying in both aspects, as a wide receiver and as a punt returner. McNabb had whispered to, then, second string quarterback Michael Vick that, he didn't think that Desean Jackson deserved that accomplishment. But you throw the guy the ball. I don't understand it. As a guy who throws him the ball, you don't think he deserves to be a Pro Bowler as a punt returner and a kick returner? He earned it. He earned it. So, man, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Then you had the rumors of McNabb not wanting to mentor or help out Carson Wentz. He always threw shade at Carson Wentz when Carson Wentz was here during his tenure. I don't know if he threw much shade at Nick Foles. You can't really throw shade at a Super Bowl MVP. Nothing you could say shouldn't bother Nick Foles. But McNabb is a quarterback who never threw for 4,000 passing yards in a season. Y'all want to say that it wasn't a passing league then. See, these are the problems that I have with McNabb. Not his play on the field, but his character. And if the character is messed up of your starting quarterback, how can you win Super Bowls? How can you win Super Bowls? T.O. said it too. T.O. talked about how his character was, how he tried to keep food out of his mouth. T.O. in the Hall of Fame as a Philadelphia Eagle, not McNabb. If the character is wrong of the starting quarterback, the organization don't have a chance to win a Super Bowl. Don't have a chance to win a Super Bowl. The character is good with Jalen Hurts. People love Jalen Hurts. They want to play for Jalen Hurts. This matters. No matter how bad everybody want to tell you it don't matter, this matters. McNabb was a scrub when it comes to personality and accuracy on crossing routes. Yeah, McNabb threw a lot of balls in the dirt on crossing routes. This matters. The character of your leader matters. It matters in all aspects of life. It's no secret I was active duty military. I've served under some guys who couldn't lead a bag of ants up a fucking sandhill. I served with guys but they had the rank though. But you know they wasn't no leader. You know when bullets start flying, these the guys that's gonna hide. I'm a high value target because of my rank, so I can't do it. You know when you dealing with guys like that. You know it. And McNabb always was a guy who ain't want no smoke. He would say the right thing in public, but he wouldn't say the right thing behind closed doors. And that's a guy you can't trust. That's a guy you can't trust leaders with those characteristics. I'm not gonna say he's an unworthy you know what I'm trying to get at. There's been no smut on the name of Jalen Hurts that I've heard. I've never heard of Jalen Hurts talking down on players like this. I've never heard of Jalen Hurts not being the guy that guys didn't want to be around. You know what I mean? The enemy don't even know y'all rank. You no. The enemy know your rank. The enemy know the rank. The enemy definitely know the rank structure. The enemy know the rank. You could Google the rank. The enemy definitely know the rank. Jalen character is great. He just don't have the talent McNabb had. I disagree. I think Jalen Hurts has a higher ceiling than Donovan McNabb. I mean, it's not hard to do what Donovan McNabb did. It's not hard to do what Donovan McNabb did. The quarterback position has evolved. Right now, there's no room for a Donovan McNabb coming out the draft. There's no room for that skill set coming out the draft. The position had evolved. If it's a guy with the skill set of Donovan McNabb coming out the draft right now, he wouldn't make it. He would not make it. He would not be a first-round pick. I tell you that. He would not be a first-round pick. So Jalen Hurts, in my opinion, has the skill Donovan McNabb has. Jalen Hurts didn't have the defense McNabb had his whole career. Jalen Hurts didn't have the coaches McNabb has had his whole career. Mind you, Donovan McNabb has never thrown for 4,000 yards in a season. In a time where Tom Brady was running around, Peyton Manning was running around, Drew Brees was running around. Who else was running around these times? It was Trent Green. It was a lot of quarterbacks that was throwing the ball like that. A lot of quarterbacks that was throwing the ball in that realm. So McNabb had great players around him. Great players around him. Brian Westbrook was a weapon. He had Terrell Owens for a year and a half. That's how he was able to get over the hump. So I'm not going to say that Jalen Hurts ain't as talented as McNabb. I got to disagree with that. You know what I mean? McNabb personality wasn't the best, and McNabb was bailed out by having great teams around him. McNabb, think about it like this. If McNabb was the driving force for that team, he would have been in the Hall of Fame. But who's in the Hall of Fame? B. Dawkins is in the Hall of Fame. Terrell Owens is in the Hall of Fame. Asante Samuel should be in the Hall of Fame, if it ain't happened yet. The driving force behind the Philadelphia Eagles, who stood the test of time, was the coaches and a couple key players. Corey Simon and them dudes, they wasn't no slouches. The freak Javon Curse, it was no slouches on that team. Sheldon Brown, we talked about this the other day. Sheldon Brown, who was playing opposite of Sheldon Brown? Lito Shepherd. We haven't had a cornerback duo like that since now. Troy Vincent and Bobby Taylor. Come on. Jeremiah Trotter, wasn't he like a 4-time Pro Bowler? McNabb was the beneficiary of playing with a great supporting cast. A great supporting cast. So it's not, I'm not trying to crap on McNabb and what McNabb has done for the Philadelphia Eagles organization. But a lot of quarterbacks could have did the same thing. A lot of quarterbacks could have done the same thing. You know what I mean? Just because McNabb almost got us there a bunch of years in a row, that don't mean we got to say he's talented. Is McNabb a top 50 quarterback of all time? Is Donovan McNabb, Hugh Douglas was one of them ones. Is Donovan McNabb a top 50 quarterback of all time? I can take off the Eagles goggles. Is Donovan McNabb a top 50 quarterback of all time? Ask yourself that question. Well, why Baker can't keep his job? Because Baker Mayfield is trash. Baker Mayfield is trash. That's why Baker Mayfield can't keep his job. He trash. The only reason why Donovan McNabb was able to keep his job is because the supporting cast was so close and so good to getting it done. So close and so good to getting it done. But Phillip Rivers, right? What about Phillip Rivers? Phillip Rivers is a way better quarterback than Donovan McNabb was. Phillip Rivers didn't have the supporting cast. Phillip Rivers is Phillip. I missed my bad. I didn't mean to miss your super chat. Phillip Rivers and McNabb ain't the same guy. By the time Phillip Rivers was around and able to do his thing, it was more about how far can a good quarterback teach. My guy Malcolm Flip. Now we know T.O. wasn't tripping. Facts. Thank you for the super chat. When Phillip Rivers came around, Phillip Rivers and Drew Brees, they were known as pure pocket passing guys. When you got guys that are pure pocket passing guys, it's about how can they elevate the franchise. McNabb had stipulations to his game. We not going to act like he didn't, man. I know he was a Philadelphia Eagle, but McNabb, if it wasn't the deep ball, McNabb had issues with the underneath throws. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. Rivers had to face Brady and Manning. That's why he didn't win. I ain't making no excuses for Phillip Rivers, but Donovan McNabb ain't have no Tom Brady looming over the division. He didn't have no Peyton Manning looming over the conference. He didn't have that. Peyton Manning and Tom Brady were in the same conference. Trent Green was also in that same conference. The most Donovan McNabb would have had to go through was probably like an aging Brett Favre, or the division was shot. When McNabb and the Eagles was running the division was shot. So nobody in the, listen, we was winning the division damn near every year. Every year we was winning the division. Every year going to the NFC Championship game. Every year. We was falling flat to who do we lose every NFC Championship game to? The Bucks? Bro, Rivers went nowhere. He didn't go nowhere. I'm not saying he went anywhere. But I'm saying Phillip Rivers probably would have won a Super Bowl with the Eagles roster that McNabb played with. We lost to the Cardinals in the NFC Championship game. Who was the quarterback for the Cardinals when that happened? I know we lost one to the Bucks. We lost one to the Cardinals. Rams, Bucks, Panthers, and Cardinals. So we lost to Jake Delhomme. No, we beat Jake Delhomme, right? We beat Jake Delhomme. We lost to Kurt Warner. We lost to Kurt Warner. Okay, so Kurt Warner was one of the NFC Championship games we lost to. I'll give you Kurt Warner. That's the MVP, greatest show on turf. We lost to the Bucks. Who was the Bucks cornerback? Who was the Bucks quarterback? Yeah, they had that defense, but who was the quarterback? You couldn't outshoot Brad Johnson? You see what I'm saying? Panthers. We lost to the Panthers. Was it Jake Delhomme? Jake Delhomme beat us. See, Jake Delhomme? Come on. Come on. We lost to Jake Delhomme and Brad Johnson. Come on, bro. Jake Delhomme and Brad Johnson in the NFC Championship game. Yeah, but the Panthers had a team. Yeah, they had a team. The Panthers did have a team, but who do you now? Jake Delhomme used to bust his gun. Jake Delhomme, as my little brother used to call him Del Homie when we used to play Madden, Jake Delhomme used to shoot it out. Now I got respect for Jake Delhomme, but Jake Delhomme also threw 5 interceptions in a playoff game before. Correct me if I'm wrong. Carson Palmer, the Cardinals. Carson Palmer was young too. You just got posted. Did we lose to Carson Palmer in the NFC Championship game? But for the praise that a lot of Philadelphia Eagles fans give Donovan McNabb, you should have beat Brad Johnson. You should have beat Jake Delhomme. That's all I'm saying. We lost because of the team's defense. And who was that a reflection on? So you lost to, listen, McNabb was paid to be a franchise quarterback. You lost to the Bucks defense, Warren Sapp and them, Barber and them. But you paid a guy the biggest contract at the time. McNabb had a $100 million contract to be a franchise quarterback. He's supposed to be able to get you over the hump. So after we paid him, we still had to bring in reinforcements to help get over the hump. We still had to bring in reinforcements to help get over the hump. Kurt got us twice. I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I ain't mad at that. You know what I'm saying? So after we give you a $100 million contract, after Campbell Soup give you all of this bread, we still had to bring in T.O. to help you, and you still couldn't get it done. And you still couldn't get it done. But you think you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. I've heard McNabb say he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. So if you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, how in the hell doesn't Desean Jackson deserve to be the first player in NFL history to be not to go to the Pro Bowl for 2 positions. Why you hate it? Why hate on that? You had bigger fish to fry when you was hating on that. That was getting us over the hump. Dude's focus be off, man. Dude's focus be off. How you put pressure solely on him, but quick to say it's not just on the QB with Hurts and with Wentz. What are you talking about? McNabb had a way better team than Hurts and Wentz ever played with. So how was the pressure not on Donovan McNabb to deliver back in the day? Jim Johnson, Andy Reid, T.O., Westbrook, Desean Jackson. Look at the guys he played with. Asante Samuel, the freak coming off the edge. Look at the guys. Brent Selleck wasn't no slouch. Look at the guys McNabb played with. Jeremiah Trotter, Brian Dawkins, Bobby Teller, Vincent, Sheldon Brown. The list goes on of talent that McNabb has played with. Carson Wentz did not have that kind of talent and was able to get a #1 seed. Carson Wentz did not have that kind of talent, bro. Neither did Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts just got this. Michael Lewis, yes, talk about it. Talk about it. I know I'm missing a lot of guys. Them Eagles teams were very, very, very talented. Very talented. And when you're playing with that much talent, and when you are a franchise quarterback and you playing like a franchise quarterback, getting to the NFC Championship game and losing year after year after year ain't what it's about. Al Harris, talk about it. Talk about it. Well, Hurts has the squad now, and you win. Listen, if y'all want to compare, if y'all want to say, aha, Jalen Hurts ain't do it, McNabb ain't do it. If y'all want to do that, that's fine by me. That's fine by me. But I'm gonna keep it real all the way across the board. There's no excuse for the Philadelphia Eagles to not have won a championship when McNabb was at the helm with all that talent around him, with Andy Reid, with Jim Johnson. There's no excuse for it. So y'all can make excuses for him all y'all want, and I'm not going to make no excuses for Jalen Hurts. But this is the thing, I'm also a realist. I'm not expecting Jalen Hurts to the Super Bowl this upcoming season. I'm not expecting it to happen that fast. I'm not expecting it to happen that fast. What wide receivers he had in his prime? We ran a West Coast offense. Brian Westbrook was a wide receiver. What do you mean in his prime? He went to the Super Bowl with T.O., Red. Stop. Stop. He went to the Super Bowl with T.O. Stop. Desean Jackson was a multiple times Pro Bowler with Donovan McNabb. Stop. Stop. We cannot keep doing that for Donovan McNabb. We can't keep doing that for Donovan McNabb. We can't keep doing that. You name all defensive players. T.O. is in the Hall of Fame for being an Eagle for 1 year. And everything he did in his career. I just told you, McNabb played in the Super Bowl with Terrell Owens. With Terrell Owens, a top 3 receiver in the league at that time. What are you talking about? What are we really saying here? What are we really saying here? If you're a realist, then you admit you're not a fan of that guy. No, you think I'm not a fan of the guy because I'm keeping it real about him. I'm a fan of Donovan McNabb. But I'm also going to keep it 100. I've been knew Donovan McNabb do this type of stuff. I've been knew. I been knew Donovan McNabb been did this type of stuff. I've been knew what he did to T.O. I've been knew he didn't win a Super Bowl. This is news to me about the Desean Jackson thing. But this just confirms that he just wasn't a good guy to be around. It is what it is. It is what it is. And why would I be? You know what? I'm not a fan of McNabb. I'm not a fan of old dudes who come after young dudes. I'm not a fan of old black miserable African American males who hate on young successful African American males. I'm not a fan of that. Because to come out your mouth and say that he didn't deserve to be the first player in NFL history, what the heck? Did McNabb want to be the first player to go to the Pro Bowl for 2 slots? You play quarterback. Come on. I'm not a fan of people like that. So there it is. McNabb a sucker, but Jalen ain't on that level. I think Jalen will be on that level. I think so if Jalen Hurts has the franchise record for most passing yards this season, which I firmly believe he will have, Is he on that level? If Jalen Hurts threw over 4,000 yards and McNabb never did it, is he on that level? Is he on that level? Is he on that level? I don't have to be a fan of Donovan McNabb. I don't. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I do not have to be a fan of Donovan. I don't have to be a fan of a quarterback that didn't win a Super Bowl for us. I don't. I don't. If I want to, I can just be a fan of Nick Foles, the rest of my fandom, and that's the Super Bowl MVP. I don't have to be a fan of that, man. I don't got to be a fan of the way he moved. What has McNabb done for us? All McNabb did was make Sundays entertaining for us when we was having winning records. The playoffs entertaining for us because it's always great to win playoff games. But when it came to getting to the Super Bowl and in the Super Bowl, what are we talking about? I'm not happy with losing like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And this is the thing. We acting like it's hard to be better than Donovan McNabb. Like it's some type of unmovable mountain. It's not hard. McNabb ain't throw for no crazy amount of touchdowns that can't be broke. McNabb ain't throw for no crazy amount of passing yards that can't be broke. He didn't. McNabb has no record in place that cannot be broke. Wentz broke a bunch of them. Foles broke a bunch of them. Come on. I'm not a fan of guys who lack work ethic. I'm not a fan of guys who always point out what everybody else doing wrong. But then when it's time for him to face the music, McNabb never faced the music, bro. Never faced the music. Never face. Well, hey, every Eagles quarterback. Why would I? Why? You see this the thing. This the thing. This is what a lot of people feel like, and I ain't like this. I'm sorry to tell you, I ain't like this. I don't give a damn what you look like. If you're not getting the job done, we're gonna talk about it. If you're not getting the job done, we're gonna talk about it. If you hating, if you doing wild stuff that you shouldn't be doing, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. We're going to talk about it. I'm not sweeping what McNabb did under the rug, but I'm not sweeping what he did. He ran T.O. out of town. He ran T.O. out of town. That could have ran Desean Jackson out of town, but he decided to keep it low. Come on, bro. Come on. Now, if McNabb had more humility, if McNabb had a better work ethic, and if McNabb was a more likable person, we could have had more wide receivers on the roster. Y'all worrying about the weapons the guy got. What if nobody wanted to play for him? What if that is the reason? What if that's the reason we didn't have all of these superstars? Because nobody wanted to play for him. What if that was the reason? Little do y'all know, man. But Wentz is sucker too. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows Carson Wentz is that though. And that's well documented. But Reds, we talk about McNabb right now. Everybody knows Carson Wentz got issues. Everybody knows Wentz do wild, weirdo stuff. We know that. But McNabb did more, though. McNabb did more damaging things. More damaging things. McNabb ain't playing like 15 years, and every season it's at least a new player or a player come out talking about a story of him hating. There's no room for that. And I say that to say this. We don't have none of that poison in the locker room right now. We don't have that type of environment in the locker room. We don't have that type of culture. I'm thankful for it. Thankful for it. I'm thankful for it. So I don't care if it's McNabb. I don't care if McNabb is a lot of people favorite, you know what I'm saying, Eagles quarterback. It's not a bad choice if that's what it is. It's not a bad choice if that's what it is. But I'm a character guy, bro. I'm a character guy. I'm a character guy. Aaron Rodgers probably got bad character, but at least he won a Super Bowl for the Packers. You can't run around here with bad character saying you deserve to go to the Hall of Fame, but you throwing dirt on kids' names. Desean Jackson was a kid when he did that, when that happened, bro. And now that don't sit well with me, man. And I'm glad to see that that's not happening with Jalen Hurts. McNabb wasn't even the best player on offense, y'all bugging. No, I don't think so. I think Brian Westbrook was more valuable to the offense than McNabb. I would take McNabb in this era. Why? Why would you take McNabb in this era? Why would you take? Why would you? Somebody give me the best reason for taking Donovan McNabb in this era, bro? I love what McNabb did for us, man. He changed the Eagles organization. We was the Browns before him. Okay, that's a good way of looking at it. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that at all. Why would you take Donovan McNabb in this era? Let's ask the question. You never crap on Wentz, though. What do you want me to say about Carson Wentz so bad? What do you want me to say about Carson Wentz? Carson Wentz's tenure here don't even mean nothing no more. We don't pay for him no more. He was just a guy we drafted. You know why? You know why I don't have nothing bad to say about Carson Wentz? Because without Carson Wentz, you don't get the Super Bowl in 2017. You don't get the Super Bowl in 2017 without Carson Wentz. I got a lot of bad stuff to say about him, but the fact is Carson Wentz definitely played the hand in that Super Bowl. Carson Wentz could open his closet and say, look. Nick Forker, man, thank you for the super chat. I've been a fan since I was 5 years old. Watched McNabb throw up on the sideline during the Super Bowl. I got to say, the best QB play I ever saw was in 2017. Wentz before the injury was better than any Eagle to ever throw the rock. And that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Listen, as bad as people say the character is of Carson Wentz, I've never heard Carson Wentz run around saying somebody didn't deserve something. You probably ain't like him. He probably stayed to himself. I've never heard of Carson Wentz hating on other players on his team. Never heard of it. I've never heard of Carson Wentz running around here trying to take money out of people's pocket. That's what McNabb did to T.O. I've never heard of that about Carson Wentz. You could say Carson Wentz was just a guy who stayed to himself, no leadership qualities. That's fine. I've never heard of Carson Wentz trying to destroy nobody money situation. Never heard of it. No, Randall was the best quarterback in my opinion. I'm not mad at that. Listen, I'm not mad if McNabb is the best quarterback. I'm not mad if Foles is. I'm not mad if Wentz is. I'm not mad at it. But what we know, I'm sorry, I'm not Wentz. I'm not mad if it's McNabb or Randall or Foles or Jaws. Them the only four that it really could boil down to. Jalen Hurts not even in that conversation. Carson Wentz, in all fairness, not even in that conversation. He not, and these guys are not in that conversation. So I'm not mad at that. It amazes me the venom this fan base has for a quarterback who was instrumental in this city first and only Super Bowl. I mean, what's the venom to have? He's bringing the venom on himself, bro. People are coming out with these stories of him hating on them. So it's not the fan base. These are guys that he's played with. Nobody wakes up and make Donovan McNabb content. Nobody did. Who's talking about him? I'm probably the only guy talking about him. D-Rob, thank you for the super chat. How much better is McNabb without all the talent around him than Dak? How much better is McNabb without all the talent around him than Dak? He's better than Dak. Better than Dak. I mean, listen, I don't do scenarios. All I know is McNabb had talent around him and McNabb didn't get the job done. So I'm not going to do any scenarios. Dak had talent. Dak has talent around him, and Dak still hasn't got the job done. Those are the facts. But McNabb would be better than Dak because, you know, the games he played in. McNabb played in like 5 NFC Championship games. Dak Prescott has not played in 1. McNabb has played in the Super Bowl. So McNabb is better than Dak. Carson did hate on Foles and Sproles. Well, we know Carson is a sucker, though. We know Carson is a sucker. We know that. But did Carson say that they should be moved or they don't deserve something? People hate on people every day. People hate on people every day. But did he say they should be moved or they, you know, did he? He blatantly hated on T.O. That's why he made the organization choose between him or T.O. McNabb had Todd Pinkston and Freddie Mitchell for most of the time in their career. Well, look up the numbers. Look up the numbers and ask yourself, did any of them wide receivers ever have over 600 yards in the season? Look up the numbers. Look up the numbers. Did T.O. respond to Desean's comments? Probably not. Well, why didn't the quarterback that was there before McNabb win it if McNabb was there for the ride? I didn't say McNabb was there for the ride. Who was the quarterback before Donovan McNabb? Were the pieces in place on the team already? Were the pieces in place on the team already? Or was McNabb one of the first few pieces, then you start gaining more talent? Were the pieces in place for the team? The pieces were not in place for the team. The team was already bad, the quarterback before, because McNabb was like a second-round pick, wasn't he? You had the second pick in the draft. Before McNabb got there, you probably were a 4-win team. You probably were a 4-win team. So Brian Dawkins and Hugh Douglas and all of them wasn't in place, and we just dropped McNabb in the middle. That's not how that happened. The team was built around Donovan McNabb, and he didn't get the job done. Was it really true Wentz rooted against the Eagles in the Super Bowl? I don't know. But that's some hating crap if he did. It's a QB friendly league / era. McNabb would thrive in today's league. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. I don't know if McNabb will thrive in today's league. I don't know. And a lot of people want to say that it was a QB friendly league back then. You know how many quarterbacks thrived when Donovan McNabb was playing? Tom Brady, Kurt Warner, Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, Dante Culpepper thrived for a couple years. Trent Green in Kansas City, they had a squad out there. Come on. A lot of quarterbacks thrived back then, and We're not going to act like they... Shit, Eli Manning was thriving around Donovan McNabb. A lot of quarterbacks thrived back then. You know what I mean? McNabb is not good enough. McNabb is not a good enough passer to thrive today. I think he's a good enough passer to thrive today, but I don't think he would thrive the way people. You know what I mean? When you're talking about thriving in today's NFL, you're talking about passing for 4,500 yards in a season. I think McNabb will have a whole lot more interceptions in today's NFL than he would have had when he was playing. All those QBs you named had better wide receivers. I mean, bro, we cannot, bro. But who had the playoff success? McNabb was in the playoffs in an NFC Championship game every year. And also all those quarterbacks that I named weren't the deciding factor in the Eagles not winning. It's not like McNabb ran into Peyton Manning in the playoffs. That's impossible. They will only be able to meet in the Super Bowl. McNabb didn't run into Tom Brady in the playoffs. It's impossible. Again, I ask you to look at all the teams that were eliminated by the Philadelphia Eagles. They said Jake Delhomme eliminated us before. Brad Johnson eliminated us before. Who was Brad Johnson's best wide receiver? Keyshawn Johnson? Jake Delhomme had Steve Smith, but Steve Smith was young. Come on. McNabb team equal Iverson team. I disagree. Do you think McNabb? Yeah, I think Donovan McNabb was a bad teammate. It's evident he was a bad teammate. Or is they talk? Didn't they talk about? Come on, bro. It's evident that he was a bad teammate. McNabb ran into top defenses in those playoff games. McNabb also was a $100 million quarterback paid to beat top defenses. He was paid to beat top defenses. I don't make excuses, man. I don't make excuses, bro. I don't make excuses. I know that's all we had back in the day was how great McNabb was in the playoffs. I know that's all we had. But we ain't got that no more, bro. McNabb played in a running back first league, but he was great in my opinion. We played in the West Coast offense, bro. We barely ran the ball on first down. Andy Reid was famous for saying that a 5-yard pass is just as good as a 4-yard run on first down. We ran screen plays. These are pass plays that the quarterback gets credit for yardage-wise. Ran a lot of screens. A lot of bombs to Desean Jackson. A lot of bombs to Terrell Owens. A lot, man. McNabb threw the ball a lot. Reed run with screenplays, exactly what I'm saying. So, listen. We were one of the few teams that didn't really play to the style of NFL that was presented at that time. You could not run Russell Wilson the way you could run. Brian Westbrook. You could not really run Brian, who was a hard-nosed, ground-and-pound guy back in the day. I'm trying to think. Emmitt Smith. You couldn't run Brian Westbrook the way you ran Emmitt Smith. He would get injured. You couldn't do that. Air it out to Kevin Curtis, James Thrash, Todd Pinkston, Greg Lewis, L.J. Smith, Brent Selleck, etc. Yeah, I'm saying it wasn't the most impressive cast, but Todd Pinkston wasn't a bum. And you had AP, yeah, you couldn't really run him like AP. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Silas, thank you for the super chat. This is what I'm saying. These people didn't really watch the Eagles back then, bro. I'm convinced. I don't think so. Yeah, Deuce, you couldn't run him like Deuce. I don't think a lot of people watched it either, man. See, this is the thing. I'll say this. A lot of people did watch the Eagles back then, but a lot of people wasn't into breaking the game down now. A lot of people wasn't into breaking the game down now. There's no way in the world. There got to be a 10-minute YouTube video on McNabb throwing the ball in the dirt. There got to be. With social media, no Eagles quarterback will be able to get away with that. All that passing, and he still couldn't pass for 4,000 yards. We watched. A lot of us just forgot. Facts. We had the three-headed monster in the backfield. We did. Who was the three-headed monster again? Would you trade Miles Sanders while he still has some worth? We did it with Ertz. Would I trade Miles Sanders? I wouldn't trade him this year. I think you need your best players. I think you need your best players on the field this year because you got a lot of talent. You never know what can happen. I didn't watch the team back then. I have to admit it. I was more invested in the Phillies at that age. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Deuce, Buckhalter, and Westbrook. Hell, Buckhalter was... I liked Buckhalter, bro. And they all could catch. All of them could catch. Who is he passing to, though? Fans act like he had Randy Moss on the squad. We had nobodies. I disagree, bro. I disagree, bro. Nobodies don't get you to consecutive NFC Championship games, bro. I'm not willing to die with that excuse. 10-minute video of McNabb winning games too. Facts. There's a 10-minute video of that. Todd Pinkston wasn't a bum, but he was also not a superstar. Todd Pinkston right now, Todd Pinkston would probably be better than Quez Watkins. Quez Watkins didn't reach Todd Pinkston level, in my opinion. In my opinion, Todd Pinkston's prime is still a level that Quez Watkins didn't reach yet. It's still a level that Quez Watkins didn't reach yet. That should put it better into perspective how good Todd Pinkston was. Now, he wasn't no Pro Bowler. He wasn't one of them ones. But Todd Pinkston definitely had a level. He definitely had a level that was recognizable through the league. We're not going to do that. Jason Avant caught a lot of passes. He was very underrated slot receiver. I wish Leonard Weaver a little longer. Yeah. McNabb was elite. He got weapons in his last year. McNabb got killed. He got slashed on. Freddie Mitchell over Ocho Cinco in the draft. Thrash was trash. Thrash was kind of trash. Freddie Mitchell over Ocho Cinco in the draft was wild. What's this false narrative that Miles doesn't ball? It's one of the worst ones in the league. McNabb is respected like a great quarterback. I mean, what's a great quarterback respected like? I thought great quarterbacks was respected like Hall of Famers. McNabb was balling, bro. He the only reason I became an Eagles fan. And I'm not mad at that. Because the quarterback gets most of the praise. The quarterback gets most of the praise. The quarterback gets most of the praise. You want to know the reason I became an Eagles fan? It was because of Irvin Fryer. Irvin Fryer was so dependable, dog, as a Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver. So dependable, bro. McNabb made them sorry wide receivers. I get it. It's the popular Eagles opinion to hate McNabb. I don't do popular Eagles opinions. So I don't think you get it. I do not do popular Eagles opinions. I do not. I get criticized weekly. For saying stuff that I feel. I do not do anything popular, bro. I don't do anything popular. My thing is this. McNabb is wild corny for the stuff he said about Desean Jackson. Wild corny. You don't do that to no young brother on the come up trying to make his mark in the league. You don't do that. That's corny to me. Corny to me. Corny for what he did to T.O. Corny. Cornball salad with extra corn. I don't care, bro. It's corny behavior. And when you do stuff like that, karma always comes back to you, which is probably why we never won a Super Bowl. Probably why. There's no reason in the world why Michael Vick could come out of jail and be a better leader than you. What happened with D-Jax? In 2009 or 10, I believe it was, something, when D-Jax made the Pro Bowl, the first ever wide receiver to make, the first ever player to make a Pro Bowl for 2 slots. He was punt returner in the Pro Bowl, and he was wide receiver in the Pro Bowl. Donovan McNabb told Michael Vick that he thought he didn't deserve it. Desean Jackson overheard the conversation years back and never approached him. He just now brung it out on a podcast that he was just on. But that's why that's corny behavior to me. Corny behavior to me. If Miles gets extended next year, how much should he get? I think he's going to have to take a team-friendly deal. You going to watch the whole interview? What whole interview? The Donovan McNabb interview? Maybe. I mean, the Teal interview? Maybe. Rodney Peete was the Eagles quarterback. Why you want me to watch the whole interview? Is something taken out of context? Did they put a bad snippet out there, or is that what was said? Because that's what was said for what I seen. We all thought Owens was the problem. Terrell Owens confirmed it on Twitter. It was more McNabb. The D Jackson interview, I mean, sure, watch it and confirm what I already heard him say. It's nothing for me to watch. The most interesting part was that his quarterback was hating on him. I think I'm gonna watch it. I'll check it out, ZTV. Seeing number 5 come out of the tunnel, his drop back ready to launch a bomb was goosebumps, bro. It was goosebumps. Listen, McNabb gave us some great moments. He gave us some great moments. Great moments. But a starting franchise quarterback hating on his own wide receiver is not good karma for the game of football, bro. I don't know if y'all ever did anything team-oriented. I don't care if it's playing soccer. I don't care if it's being on an infantry, being attached to an infantry unit in the military. Everybody got a job to do, bro. And it's everybody's job to uplift. When I was in the military and dudes couldn't climb the rope or couldn't climb the string ladders, you at the bottom like, yo, get up there. I'm not at the bottom whispering to somebody say, hey, weak as hell. I'm not at the bottom of the rope doing that. Or I'm not on the other side of the wall because I made it saying, damn, he weak as hell. I'm not like that, bro. I'm not like that. If it was a weak dude in my section in the military, his weak ass was going outside with me and the wolves doing push-ups until he got his weight up. That's what you do, bro. That's what you do. Am I missing something? That's what you do, bro. That's what you do. I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy, bro. I'm just not that guy. Maybe people cut different. I'm not that guy. It was a snowstorm. I was in the car with my wife. It was when that big snowstorm came. There was a lady stuck on the side of the road. She couldn't drive. She had an Audi, all-wheel drive joint. And I get out the car. I'm like, put it in all-wheel drive and pull yourself out of this little ditch you in. And she's like, I don't know what the get out the car, move so I could do it. Because I'm not gonna leave you here. Move so I can get you back on the road. That's how I'm cut. I didn't look at my wife like, hey, she's stuck. Oh well. Nah, you don't do stuff like that, bro. Yeah, LB, I don't like people coming at Pinkston neck calling him a bum. Pinkston was not a bum. Pull up Pinkston stats. I don't know what they is offhand, but Pinkston was very serviceable. If you're on the team, you're on the team. You're only strong. That's the point, ZTV. I watched McNabb. He literally won games for us. Which one? Which game did he win for you? He didn't win the one. He didn't win the one. And he won the one before the one only one time. Come on. Do you think Miles will have over 1K rushing yards this year? But yeah, I think he'll have over 1K. I think he'll get over 1K this year. I think it's a mission for the team to get him there. When Pinkston left, he didn't last long. Same as Freddie. He was tough playing on broken ankles. He got slammed on the sideline by Danny Manning. Who? Pinkston was more skinny than Devontae Smith, but he still was serviceable, bro. Still was very serviceable. I think Todd Pinkston went on to be a wide receiver coach for a while. That was Greg Lewis. Let's talk about what is going on now. Whatever happened in the past is gone. Giovanni, you don't determine how the conversation go in lunchtime with the bullies. The past has been brought up because it's a current topic. What's going on now is what we already know. We know what's going on now. We got an amazing roster. We got a promising young quarterback. You know what I mean? And this is the thing. You know what, Giovanni? Actually, I do want to talk about what's going on right now. The notion that Jalen Hurts cannot continue his development and be better than last year is ridiculous to me. I cannot wait for this season, bro. All y'all want to be watching Jalen Hurts. I'm not watching Jalen Hurts. I'm not going to watch him like a hawk. I'm watching the defense. I'm watching the defense, bro. I'm watching the defense. I wasn't talking about you, LB. I was talking about that. I'm not reading what you was talking about. I'm not sure who was talking about who. If you was praising McNabb, they would all agree, man. That's not how this works, DH Eagle. That's not how this works, man. Me and you go through this all the time. Just because I have a platform don't mean everybody agree with me. People disagree with me. Oh, where Red's at? Me and Red's text almost every week. He disagrees with me every time we talking. Every time. I don't deal with no yes men, bro. And the people that follow me, listen, do you think people agree with me when I said that Nakobe Dean has a chance of having a better career than Micah Parsons? You think I got a lot of agreeing with that? No. I did not get a lot of agreeing with that. No. You think people agree with me in 2017 when I said we was going to win the Super Bowl? After Carson Wentz went down? No, nobody agreed with me then. Not even Vegas. Nobody didn't even agree that I should bet that the amount of money that I bet. No, nobody agreed then. No, people don't agree with me. They don't. They just, when it come back full circle, they just say I'm sorry. It would do a lot of people a lot good to agree now, though. We all have our own opinions. I don't always agree with you, bro, but most things we seem to say. Yeah, and I'm fine with that, bro. I'm not in this for everybody to agree with me. I'm not trying to be the most popular kid in the content creation class. I'm here to give you how I feel. Then if it check out, it check out. If it don't, it don't. If it don't, it don't. I'm gonna give y'all a secret. Half of the time, not half of the time, about 30% of the time, some of the stuff is gut feeling. There is no way for me to tell you that Nakobe Dean is going to have a better career than Micah Parsons. What I know, though, is that Micah Parsons is not going to be able to have the same career every year. I mean, the same season every year. He ain't going to be able to do it every year. I'm the first one that said Chase Young was going to be a bust. Looks like I'm almost right on that. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is, though. If McNabb and T.O. stayed together, they were on pace for greatness. I agree. Lord, no, yeah, Nee, I know you don't agree with me. You know what I mean? This the thing, though, dog. When people don't agree with you, what you gonna do, though? Are you gonna fold and say, well, damn, nobody don't like that take, so I'm gonna switch the take? Or are you gonna stand firm on your take? You got to see your take through, bro. That's the name of this game. That's the name. A lot of people say what's popular, bro. I ain't never did that, bro, because what's popular often don't work out. You think why McNabb didn't have talent around him because he was a bad teammate? I don't think it was necessarily he was a bad teammate, but a lot of people was getting money. A lot of people was getting money on that roster. Javon Curse was getting paid. Asante Samuel, Brian Dawkins. There was a lot of people that was making money on that. Listen, the roster was crazy, bro. We was doing crazy stuff like sending 11 people to the Pro Bowl. Y'all remember them years? 8, 9 people from the Eagles being in the Pro Bowl. That costs money to have that many good players, bro. It costs money. It costs money to be that effective, man. So I'm not giving McNabb no excuse, man, for weapons that he didn't have, man. They had McNabb. He was brought there to be the weapon. He got extended. He was the franchise guy. So I'm not really going with that. I was a McNabb guy, but even I could admit he was a shitty person. Probably could put Favre, Barry Bonds, and Big Ben in there too. Hell, a lot of athletes. Yeah, you could put a lot of athletes in that. A lot of athletes in that. Listen, I'm not mad if you're a crappy person in life. That's your life decision. But you can't be crappy to your team. You can't do that, bro. You can't do underhanded stuff to your team. And I'm just thankful we got a quarterback who ain't doing that, bro. I'm thankful we got a quarterback who ain't doing that. Every time you see Jalen Hurts talk about somebody, you know that it's coming from a genuine place. You know. You know. Todd Pinkston, best year, 60 catches, less than 800 yards. Okay. So far, Todd Pinkston best year is better than Jalen Reagor's. Todd Pinkston's best year is better than Quez Watkinson's best year. Todd Pinkston best year is better than a lot of guys' best year. A lot of guys. It's a lot of wide receivers who came in the NFL who didn't have 60 receptions and 800 yards. A lot of wide receivers. Is Aaron Rodgers a bad teammate? I'm an Eagles fan. I can't wait to see Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean. Listen, man. Nakobe Dean got to be a day one starter, man. If he's not a day one starter, it's criminal. This is why I'm not really too much worried about Jalen Hurts, because a lot of stuff got to happen outside of Jalen Hurts. A lot of stuff. Reggie Brown was over Pinkston and Kevin Curtis. Bruss said Rager and Watkins. Watkins our third wide receiver. Rager is a first round pick. You know what I mean? So with the weapons we got now, anything short of 5 conference appearances is buns, right? I mean, you can't really say that. With the weapons you got right now, the young guys, anything. What's the time frame to get for 5 conference games? Yo, come on, bro. We got a Super Bowl now, man. Stop acting like the Bills. All the Bills can tell us is they've been to 4 straight Super Bowls. And they ain't win nothing. We got a Super Bowl now, bro. Why are we still holding 5 straight conference appearances in high regard? That only wins arguments when you talk about who won the most playoff games in the last couple years or the last 20 years. We got a Super Bowl now, bro. Getting the 5 straight conference appearances don't mean nothing no more in the NFL. We ain't the Bills, bro. We don't have to hang our hat on those achievements anymore. We don't got to do that no more. We don't. I appreciate you, DH Eagle. We don't have to do that no more. So what McNabb did was never before seen in Philadelphia Eagles history, but it was surpassed by a backup. Not hard to... Listen, it's easier to win 1 Super Bowl, in my opinion, than to get the 5 NFC Championship games and don't win 1 Super Bowl. It's easier to win 1 Super Bowl, bro. All you got to do is wait for your year, and you should probably be able to do it. But to get there 5 times and fail in a conference game, that's hard to do, bro. That is hard to do, bro. That's hard to do, bro. It's extremely hard to do. He was the reason we lost all 5 of those games. Talk about it. That's obviously not true. How is it not true? Who else been to 5 NFC Championship games? Who else been to 5 NFC Give me another quarterback that been to 5 NFC Championship games and don't have a Super Bowl. Give me another quarterback that been to 5 NFC Championship games and don't have a Super Bowl. And then you reassess your answer. You reassess your answer. You reassess your answer after that. Because if I'm counting correctly, Nick Foles only played in 1 NFC Championship game and won 1 Super Bowl. Come on. Miami went to 4. Miami who? The Dolphins? The Dolphins went to 4 NFC Championship games and don't have a Super Bowl? Very hard to do. Which is why you'll only think of them and McNabb. It's hard to do. It's very hard to do. Kelly went to 4. Very hard to do. That's why we always think of the Bills in terms of coming up short. It's not easy to do that. It's easier to win a Super Bowl. Way easier to win a Super Bowl than to get there 4 times and fail. The Bucs ain't been to a Super Bowl since they've been to the Super Bowl 4 straight times. Come on. It ain't easy to get the 4 straight NFC champ. Come on, bro. Do y'all know the heartbreak that the city was in damn near every year when the Eagles was just going to the NFC Championship game and losing? I understand what you mean, but it's been done more often than winning the big game. No, it hasn't. It hasn't been done more often than winning the big game. Count how many quarterbacks have just 1 ring. Count how many quarterbacks have just 1 ring. And then you give me the amount of quarterbacks that been to a conference game 4 times and don't have a ring. What are you talking about? Would it have been 58 Super Bowls? It's been 58 Super Bowls. Aaron Rodgers got 1 ring. Drew Brees got 1 ring. Nick Foles, 1 ring. Brad Johnson, 1 ring. Keep it going. I just gave you 5 guys with 1 ring. Give me 5 guys that been to a conference game 5 times and don't have a ring. Give me 5 guys that been to a conference game 5 times and don't have a ring. It's extremely hard to fail that many times. Extremely hard. Russell Wilson got 1, but he been to 2 Super Bowls. Aaron Rodgers been to 2 Super Bowls too. But it don't matter how many Super Bowls you've been to. Give me the guys with 1 ring versus the guys that been to a conference game 5 times. Jim Kelly, there you go. All you can think about is Jim Kelly. And then Fred, has Frank Tarkenton been to 4 NFC Championship games? Has he been to 4? I know he's been to quite a few. And I'm not going to sit here, and the point of me saying that is not to say that Mcnabb is a certified loser. This is the point. If your team is good enough to get to an NFC Championship game, you are good enough to win the Super Bowl. I repeat, if you are good enough to get to an NFC Championship game, you are good enough to win it all. Y'all keep talking about the weapons McNabb had. That was a franchise quarterback. How many Super Bowls did Tom Brady win without a true dominant number 1 wide receiver? How many? Tom Brady didn't start needing that till he was older. Or he didn't start getting it till he was older. The Cardinals loss in 08 hurt my heart. I know it did. It hurt mine too. I know it hurt your heart. Belichick had elite defenses. So did Jim Johnson. So did Jim Johnson. What are we talking about? Belichick ain't had no goddamn Brian Dawkins. He ain't had no Weapon X. He did not have no weapon. I might watch the Eagles and the Cardinals game. I might rewatch that joint. What's my expectations for this team this year? To at least win a playoff game. At least win a playoff game. The NFL is different now. Everybody team look like ours. There's a lot of talented rosters out here right now. A lot of them. This is not when McNabb was playing. It's a different ball game now. Because for every Philadelphia Eagles roster, you got a Tampa Bay roster. You got, who else got a talented roster in the NFC? You got a Rams roster. You got a Tampa Bay roster. You got, dudes are getting more talented by the week. You got a Cardinals roster when D-Hop get back. What other rosters are out there? It's a lot of good rosters now. So our roster being the way it is right now is not an anomaly. San Francisco got a good roster. You're right. Green Bay, they lost their guy, but LB, are you more excited for the defense or the offense? The defense, hands down. Saints do got a nice roster. The defense, hands down, because without the defense, you're not going to be able to stop any of these rosters we just named. Chargers, AFC, I'm talking about the good ones we might have to see in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Gas too damn high to be sitting there under the air. But it's lunchtime with the bullies. No one but the Saints. Nice. I'm saying though, you will potentially have to run into some. Damn, my man, an Eagles fan in the Tahoe. That's what I'm saying. You will potentially have to run into a super team in the playoffs. Hell, even seeing Dallas got a nice roster, bro. They lost Amari Cooper, but Dallas is another team you really can't make no excuses for. What was Dallas' excuse for like falling short last year? There is none. Everything they needed on the field was on the field. Major Whitaker, what's going on? Man, gas is in the 5s. $3 is a deal for me. Give me, man. Gas crazy. Bro, this tarnished the way I view McNabb for real. I used to be a fan, but I can't get behind anyone who's this corny, this big of a sucker, just a hater, and for what? That's my whole point, bro. That's my whole point. And the 7s, you must be on the West Coast. We should have at least 4 rings. I'm gonna say we should have at least 2 rings. We should have at least 2 rings, man. It's hard to win a Super Bowl under the same, under the same quarterback. It's hard to do that. It's hard to win multiple Super Bowls with the same quarterback. Now, in different tenures and in different eras, like, we should be working on our 3rd ring. McNabb should have at least got 1. Andy Reid and McNabb, they should have at least got 1. The Doug Peterson and Wentz one would have been a surprise one. Nobody would have expected that in 2017. And now we should be looking to build for the 3rd one. This is the 3rd tenure, bro. The 3rd tenure. You know what I mean? That's just how I look at it. LB Smitty about to have a dynamic year. I mean, when you say dynamic, do you mean he's going to be doing multiple things? I think Smitty's going to have a really good year, especially being, the 2nd option. At the end of the day, McNabb was dirty for that, but it was his opinion. It held no weight anyway, though. It didn't hold no weight. Not at all. We should have got one with Vic, too. I don't know, man. I don't know, because Vic was more like a fill-in. Vic was like somebody. Vic was more of a bridge quarterback. We don't want to admit that, but Vic surprisingly still had a lot left in the tank. Now, the first Foles tenure could have been something different. The first time we got Foles, when Foles made that Pro Bowl, and when Foles threw the 7 touchdowns that season. Now, we could have built something with that, but the injury thing was a concern. I'm in Northern Carolina, and gas is around $6. That's crazy. McNabb should have been 3-time champ, because some of those AFC teams that were in the Super Bowl were super beatable. I agree. But you couldn't get past guys like, you couldn't get past guys like Jake Delhomme, Brad Johnson. You couldn't get past a lot of them guys. And the only reason why we got past Vic that one year is because, Vic was still young and developing. Out of 7 conference games and 3 Super Bowl appearances, I think we should have at least 5 Super Bowl appearances and 3 wins. I agree with that. I agree with that. Jaws took us to a Super Bowl in the 80s. Facts. Let's not forget about Jaws. Mark White says, complaining about gas shows me y'all got to get y'all bread up. That's what I'm saying, man. You broke. You got to be broke. You got to be broke, bro. You got to be broke if you think complaining about gas means people need to get their bread up. Let me give you some advice about money. When people are mindful of the money that they spending, them the ones with the money. So when you're running around here thinking that you putting $90 in your tank and I can afford it, I should be doing it. No, you playing yourself. You playing yourself. Because this is what people with money doing, Mark. People with money like myself, I'm looking at electric pickup trucks. I'm getting an electric Silverado, so I don't have to deal with gas. Now, does that mean my bad? We should be out. We should be back. We good? Give me a thumbs up. We good? Okay, we good now. Yeah, man, and that's another thing, man. We like, come on, man, come on. It's not about this. You know what? We're not even gonna get into no money talk, or we're not gonna get into that. We ain't here for that. We could do that another time. It's always the dudes with the 4-cylinder car, though, talking about people complaining about gas. What are you talking about? Shit, when it take 28 gallons to fill your truck up, yeah, you should be complaining. This ain't no damn boat. Of course, we have the typical Philly clown with the get your bread up comment. Come on, bro. He ain't from Philly. I got an AMG. Stop. No, you don't. We don't believe you. Let me get him out of here, y'all. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Now let's talk about it, LB. Loudest one in the room is usually broke. Get him out of here. I don't even know how he got him here. But yeah, man, me and Philly Mike, what we're going to do is we're going to finish our list We're gonna finish our list, and we gonna so did y'all catch the last video with on Goat Talk with me and Philly Mike? We breaking down our quarterback ranking. We did the last 10. We're gonna get into the middle 10 probably this evening. I'm gonna text Mike and make sure that's still happening. And Jalen Hurts is gonna fall in this middle list. I'm pretty sure of that for both of us. So we get to see where me and Philly Mike, personally place Jalen Hurts. Then we're gonna do the last 12 of the list, and then we're gonna come up with a final list before the season. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Definitely gonna be crazy. T.O. responded to what D-Jack said. Definitely got to keep tapping in with that. But listen, man, thank y'all for tapping in, man. All 530 of y'all. Please make sure you like. Please make sure you subscribe. This is what I'm doing, too, man. I'm doing a contest, man. I got to pick one lucky person, bro. One lucky person is going to opening day with me, dog. I'm going to buy you a ticket. I don't be sitting high up in the bleachers, so you're going to see some stuff. You're going to be close enough to see if you're going to be close enough to a cheerleader that you could propose to her if you want. So I'm going to take somebody that never been to an Eagles game to Monday Night Football. Listen, the food and all of that, the drink, all of that is on me. The ticket is on me. All you got to do is get to the stadium. That's it. All you got to do is get to the stadium. And I don't know. Have fun. It's going to be lit, man. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to announce the contest and how we gonna do that. I'm probably gonna have some of my sponsors chip in on that as well. Maybe we could pick you up or something like that. It is what it is, though. But it's gonna be dope, man. I just want to do something nice for somebody that never been to an Eagles game, because this is the season to get your tickets. The season to get your tickets. I'm still on the fence about getting season tickets myself. The only reason why I want to get the season tickets so I can go to the games I want to go to, and the games I don't want to go to, I'll be more than gladly to give those tickets away. I gave away like 10 tickets last season. I want to do somewhere around like 20, 25 this year. You know what I mean? Thank y'all, man, for all y'all support, man. I hope y'all win some tickets. It is what it is, man. Yeah, stay tapped in for the for the official video coming out later. It's gonna be Goat Talk, me and Philly Mike. We're gonna be talking more about Philadelphia Eagles rumors, Eagles news, all of that stuff, while breaking down our QB rankings, man. Enjoy the rest of your Monday.